Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BISP trainings. I am Faiza Alam, working as a functional consultant at BISP. BISP is a tech company providing technological solutions across the world. In today's session, we will be having a NetSuite overview, under which we will get to know about the NetSuite with the help of the introduction of NetSuite. Then we will be having a walkthrough of the NetSuite application. I mean, how can we navigate through various tabs? After that, we would be having the chart of accounts overview, and how does this chart of account looks in our NetSuite application, and under which we will also get to know about how can we create a new account in our NetSuite application. So let's start. NetSuite is a cloud-based software and an online service that enables companies to manage all the key business processes in a single system. Let's take a review of the NetSuite introduction. NetSuite was founded by Evan Goldberg in the year 1998, and in 2016 it was officially acquired by Oracle. When NetSuite was first released, it initially focused on providing only the accounting services, and as the time has passed, it has grown to support the other, I would say, the other functionalities, other key functionalities that are there in the business, which includes ERP, CRM, and e-commerce. It helps enterprises to achieve business growth by optimizing business processes more efficiently. NetSuite is most popularly known for its scalability and customizability. It is a highly scalable and customizable approach, I would say, for the growing and changing business environment. It is also concerned with the One World NetSuite One World, which it states that it is easily manages the multiple subsidiaries business operations, and it has more capabilities for multinational companies to manage multiple subsidiaries, currencies, and tax requirements. As NetSuite is particularly based on the ERP module, which is the enterprise resource planning, it also has certain functionalities, certain things in it. Like first, if we take the customer relationship management, which is also known as CRM. So under CRM, it provides us with a, I would say, the 360-degree view of the customer cycle across the globe, which includes the sales and marketing force. If we move ahead, we would be having the manufacturing resource planning, under which all the manufacturing processes that are there in the business are taken into consideration. Next thing we would be having is the supply chain management. I would say it is the management of the flow of goods and services, and it includes all the processes that transforms a raw material into the final product. Moving ahead towards the financial resource management. So it is concerned with the planning of finances and funds that are there in the company, and it is also, it also makes a priority of maximizing profit and minimizing cost. Along with it, it also provides the insight to make the critical financial decisions, which is the main purpose of any organization, to take the most appropriate and critical decisions. The last thing we are having is the human resource management. So human resource management, which is also known as human capital management, HCM. So this software is used by the businesses to combine the necessary functionalities, that is storing employee data, their recruitment, managing payrolls, employee performance management, and so on. It means that it takes all the things into consideration, that starts from the recruitment of an employee to their retirement. So this is how the ERP module, or I would say the enterprise resource planning, works in the NetSuite. Moving towards the basic features of NetSuite, the first and the most important thing is It is highly rich in ERP. We have discussed it earlier that it is mainly concerned with the ERP feature of I would say the ERP feature, which integrates all functions and departments into a single system. It also enhances the day-to-day business activities like accounting, supply chain management, production management, procurement management, order management, warehouse management, and it also presents the core financial and accounting functionalities. The other feature of it is it's a real-time and it provides us the real-time and comprehensive view of the business, in which we get to know that it provides us a built-in dashboard and reportings that provides us with complete summary and detailed view of the records of finance, sales, and other service performance of the organization. Next feature we would be having is built-in flexibility. It is the most important feature of NetSuite, that it is highly flexible and scalable. If we want to change the or customize the data or records, we can do it from here. The platform can be customized to accommodate your processes, and I would say whether it is a multinational company or a small startup, it can be used for any organization. And along with it, it also allows the customers and partners the flexibility to meet the shifting business needs and challenges of the today's and tomorrow's technological changes. Next feature we would be having is the reduce the IT cost. As it is a cloud-based software, we have discussed it earlier that it is a cloud-based software, so it does not require any on-premise infrastructure and heavy expenses. So it eliminates the costly upgrades, expensive infrastructure, and maintenance cost. And mostly the business that are running the NetSuite report, cost saving of 50% or more over the cost of running their old on-premise system. The next feature of NetSuite is it has a global access to our business. Since we all know that it is a cloud-based software, the data and the information is stored up on the cloud server, so we do not have to. We can access that information anywhere, anytime, just with the help of this application. Another feature of it is a single platform for multiple services, which means that it enables us to integrate our front and back office processes, which helps in the which helps in the reduction of errors. I mean, there would not be any chances of making mistakes and all. It drastically reduces the manual efforts and the risk of errors as well. So going on to the NetSuite application, we will now go there, get to know about how does the NetSuite application looks, and how can we navigate through various tabs. So here we can see this is my NetSuite dashboard. It provides us the real time data. Like you can see these short boxes, these are called portlets, and this dashboard can be customized as here I have been logged in as an administrator. You can see my role here is an administrator. So the dashboard, the appearance of the dashboard, and the you can see various tabs are given over here, and the combination of these tabs is called a center. So what happens? The I would say the titles that are given on these tabs varies according to the or differs according to the role that we have assigned. Like I have been logged in here as an administrator, so I am able to see all these tabs, and I do have the permission to make changes make changes and make the customization as per my preferences. So we will start having a view of it, like we will start from here. So we can see Here we can have the recent record. This I would say a small clock represents a list of all recent records that I have recently viewed. Next to it is a star icon which shows the which is mainly for creating shortcuts. If we want to make or set any shortcuts, we can set it from here under the set of shortcuts. So from here we can set up shortcuts as per our requirements. The other option next to shortcut is the home tab, on which I am already here. So under it we have two options. First is the dashboard, where we are already looking, and the other one is the set preferences. What happens under the set preferences? We can make changes in this I would say in this tab, like the under the general tab we would be having the user profile details, under the localization, language, search, sorting and all. If we go into the appearance tab, so we can, if we want to change the color, style, chart, theme, center, dashboard and all, we can change it from here. Next steps we would be having is transaction analytics, activities and all. So being an administrator, I do have the authority, or I would say the permission to change these things. I'm not changing it right now. So again we will be going back to the home page. So this is how we can set the preferences. Under the transactions, we would be having these subtabs while hovering to, any, like I would be going under the financials. So I can have the journal entries option, the intercompany journal entries. So these tabs again have the subtabs. Under the list, if I go under the list, so we can see we can create employees, vendors, customers, leads, prospects by going into the list. Under the reports, we would be having the reports under the financials, like we would be having income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, comparative income statement, comparative balance sheet, and so on. And this tab setup is one of the most important tab, which is mainly used for configuration. Means it is used for enabling or disabling any features. Like if I go into the setup company and under the enable features, so this tab is mainly for enabling or disabling any features. So here we can see that it has been divided into many subtabs. Like it provides us the detailed information. Sorry, it provides us the information regarding the company, the accountings. If we want to enable or disable any features, the features relating to tax, transactions, inventory, CRM, and all we can have it from the setup tab. Uh, next thing we will be having is a fixed asset. Under the fixed asset, we will be having the whole fixed asset module, which is concerned with the asset proposal, asset creation, depreciation, disposal, revaluation, and transfer. Um, so these are all about the tabs. I have told you that these small boxes are called portlets. So we can see a quick search is here, a record of the total sales for any particular period, like it is for previous rolling quarter, is mentioned under graphical form. The recent records, we can see the records that I have viewed just now is visible over here. It can contain up to the 100 records, I would say. Next, if we go down, so here under the settings, we are having so many options. So first is personalized dashboard, set preferences, publish dashboard, and so on. Going down, we would be having the reminders option. It's like if we want to set any reminders, we can click on these, setup option, and we can set the reminders over here. Next thing we would be having is towards my right side of the dashboard, we will be having the new release option. What happens, NetSuite, every year NetSuite provided two release. One is one is on the quarter 1 and the other is for on quarter 3. So we can personalize the dashboard from here as well. You can see. So with the help of these boxes, again we are having these small portlets, like we will be having the quick aids, analytics, calendars. Like it will also provide us the numbering also. Like I am having 5 calendars. Custom portlets are here. Custom search, KPI meters. I am having 2 KPI meters. Report snapshots, if we want to have a, we can simply take these I would say these portlets and drag it down or anywhere in our dashboard as we want. And the next thing we are having is the KPI scorecard, key performance indicator under the list. It is a customizable list of record type. If you want to make any changes in the record, we can take it from here. We do not have to get down into the list and then make unnecessary changes. Next option is we would be having the task. If any task is required to be given, we can just simply take this portlet and drag it down where we want to. Under phone calls, train drafts, like I would be having 5 train drafts. So this is how we can personalize our dashboard. We can take these portlets and put it wherever we want. Next option we would be having is the layout option. What happens in the layout? If we want to change the layout of my dashboard, like it is presently taken as like this. If I want to change it into this form, so it will be changed like this. So I'm selecting this right now. So this is how we can change the layout. Next option we would be having is the navigation portlet. Navigation portlet is like we do not have to go into each tab and go. We can simply if it is saved over here, like if I want to have a cash statement overview, I can simply click over here and you can see it has provided me the cash statement details. So with the navigation portlets, we can simply click on that and it will take us to the same page without having much efforts. Next thing I would be having is the bank BRS summary, that is a bank reconciliation summary. I can have a view of it without getting into the transactions and financials and all. Shortcuts, I have told you we can set shortcuts as we want to set. Next thing we will be having is the KPI meter. From the personalized dashboard, we can select the KPI meter and take it over here under the subsidiary navigator. It has provided us a subsidiary hierarchy. We can see a big list of subsidiaries opened up before us. If we click on it, it simply provides us the country name, currency name, and its address. So here we can see a subsidiary hierarchy is here. We can have an information of it by going like that. And the other thing is, like in the NetSuite application, we do have 2 searches. This search is called the global or the universal search. Like if we want to search for any particular purchase order or sales order, so you do not have to drill down into the list and into the transaction purchase and all. You just have to mention the PO number and it will like I would be taking here 229, and it will provide us the, so you can see that I want to see the purchase order 229, so it will take us it will take me to that page only with the help of global search. Another search we are having is the quick search. From quick search also we can, if we want to search or if we want to go into any page, we can just type a search and click on the search tab, so it will take us onto the same page. So this is how we can customize our dashboard and the other things. And this, the customization rules and your rules is, defined the authority that you have assigned your roles, and the visibility of your roles, it varies according to your role. Like I have been logged in here as an administrator, so I do have the permission to make necessary changes as per my preferences. So this is how we can customize the necessary, I would say, the things that are there in the NetSuite application. Our next topic is chart of accounts. So first we will get to know what are the chart of accounts. A chart of account is an accounting tool that lists all the accounts recorded in the company's general ledger in order to track its financial position. It usually displays the account number, account name, account type, description, and balance for each account. The chart of accounts helps in the quick identification of a business expenses and incomes. It also helps, it also, provides us a destination for posting transactions and categorizes these transactions for the purpose of tracking and reporting. The chart of accounts makes it easy to prepare information for evaluating the financial performance of the company. In simple words, I would say that chart of accounts just provide us the list of accounts that are there in the business. We can have, only we can have an only brief, I would say, view of it with the help of chart of accounts. So if we use a multiple currency feature, so and under the chart of accounts, we would be having the two options of base currency and foreign currency if the company is using multiple currency feature. So what happens, and account types that are there in the chart of accounts has been divided, are taken from the income statement accounts and the balance sheet account. If I talk about the income statement account, as we all know that there are expenses and incomes in the income statement, so it can be seen in the picture that expenses that are there in the business, like salaries and wages, electricity expenses, office rent, depreciation, general and administrative expenses, and the many other expenses, we can have it under our chart of accounts. If we go towards the income account type, so here we are having the sales revenue, interest received, dividend received, and so on. Moving towards the balance sheet accounts, which is mainly concerned with the assets, liabilities, and equity. So under the asset section of the accounts, we can have cash, accounts receivable, inventory, land and building, with all the current assets and non-current assets, operating assets, I would say furniture, fixture, and all will be coming under the asset section. Moving towards the liabilities, we will be having loan, interest payables, accounts payable, outstanding fees, and all the liabilities that a company is that the company is willing to pay off. The last account type we would be having is the equity, under which the retained earnings, general reserve, and equity share capital comes. So these are the accounts that are taken into consideration while preparing or while having the view of the chart of accounts. Moving towards the NetSuite application, so as it is concerned with the accounting, I would say NetSuite is, when NetSuite is released at the starting point, so it is basically concerned with the accounting and reporting purposes only. And all types of companies use NetSuite, but it is mainly used by the small to mid-sized companies or businesses. So what happens before managing accounting in NetSuite? One of the first tasks we must get to complete is to set up a chart of accounts. There are two ways around in the chart of there are two ways around in which a chart of account can be maintained. The first thing is we can use the CSV input assistant to input account data, account records in the NetSuite application, or we can manually create records relating to any transaction. So for setting up the chart of accounts, we will be going under the setup, accounting, under manage GL. we would be having our chart of accounts. So here you can see a big list of chart of accounts is here. I have told you that it is concerned with the account number, account name, account type, currency. I told you if the business is using multiple currencies, so it will provide us the base currency and foreign currency and the balance and some description of account. And it also mentioned whether it is a summary account or an inactive account. If we want to create a new account, so we can click on the new tab. So here you can see an account page has opened up before us. The fields that are marked with the abstract signs are the mandatory fields. And what happens in NetSuite, every field is quite self-explanatory. You can see a question mark over here. If I click on it, it will provide me the detail of this particular field, that what is this particular field is about. So you can see I have clicked on the name, so it has shown that we have to mention a name for this account. So first we have to mention the number of this account that we want to create. Then we have to mention the name of it. If this account is a sub account of any account, so we have to mention it. This is also a mandatory field, like under the type we can have it. The account type you select here determines the default section for this account on your financial statement. So every field over here is quite self-explanatory. We can simply click on it to have a description of it. So under the type, we would be having options like whether it is whether a bank accounts receivable, it is coming under the fixed asset type, or which type we can take. Under the currency, first we have to select all these things, then the currency would be taken, which is a mandatory field. We have to mention the currency. What is the general rate type? It is usually taken as current. Three options are here: average, current, and historical. So current is usually taken up over here. The cash flow rate is also taken as average. Like again here also we are having the average, current, and historical. So it is usually taken as average. Next thing we would be having is the description. If we want to provide any description relating to this account, we can mention it over here. Date is already taken up. Whether this account is a summary account or an inactive account, we can check mark over here. This field is restricted to department. It's like if we want this account to be particularly restricted to any department, like so many options are here, like I want this account to be particularly restricted to the administration department, so I can take it over here. Similar thing we can do with the class. If we want to restrict this account to any particular class, like I would be taking here custom development. Same thing we can apply with the location as well. Like if we want this account to be particularly restricted to any location, so I have selected the location over here. Subsidiary, it is also marked with the abstract sign and it's a mandatory field, I would say. So selecting subsidiary is one of the important consideration. Next, after doing all these things, we can click on save, and this account that we have just, I have not mentioned anything. So after clicking on save, this account will be introduced under our chart of accounts. Before we can have a view of it just by clicking, like these are the already created accounts. If we want to view any particular account, we can have a view of it. Like I would be having a view of this revenue arrangement, so I will click on the view option. And you can see the revenue arrangement account has opened up before us. The name is given, the type of this account is given, general rate type, cash flow rate type. It is not restricted to any department, class, or location. The subsidiary is already been here. So if we want to make any change, we can click on edit and we will be able to make changes or edits under this account. So the other options we are having over here is if we want to export this chart of accounts into the CSV format or into the Excel form, or if we want to have a print of it, so we can do it. We can export this chart of accounts under our under the under these with the help of these options. So this is how our chart of accounts looks like in our NetSuite application. So in today's session, we got to know about the introduction of NetSuite. A simple, I would say, a short introduction of NetSuite, its features, and the navigation. How can we navigate through the various tabs, and how can we customize our dashboard? Then we got to know about the chart of accounts, what accounts are falling in under the chart of accounts, and how does this chart of account looks in our NetSuite application. So this is all about for today. In case of any questions, queries, or consultations, feel free to write to us at www.bispsolutions.com. Thank you.